We interrupt our regular programming to bring you this special Cool Oldies 1450 sports presentation.
All right, it's game day. You only got one job to do. That's win. That means you stay focused for 4 quarters. Know your assignments and finish on every play. Don't be looking for shortcuts, and don't even think about making excuses. Because if you want the W, you're going to have to earn it.
Isolate yourself in. You will find there's no rhyme or reason that it will find you.
The last 2 runner-ups in the Maryland 3A football playoffs face off for the title tonight. It's the 2023 finalists and undefeated Linganore Lancers taking on the 2022 finalists and the one-loss Arundel Wildcats. From the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland, I'm Ryan Pierce. Coach Rick Little is alongside me. This is the 3A state championship on Cool Oldies 1450. Rick, great to have you with me tonight. Excited for this big-time matchup between 2 teams that have had great years, great recent histories as well.
Yeah, it's not that we sit down and predict a playoff game or a state championship matchup in August, but you could almost see this one coming. Yeah. Now, Rick Connor might say, yeah, we were a little young, but we thought we were going to be pretty good. He talked about it on a recent podcast, starting 2 sophomores on the offensive line, no starters back on offense. Sean Pelovitz, his first year as a starting quarterback, and he's been nothing but perfect, like his Linganore Lancers. And Arundel, they're just Arundel. Very good, averaging 47 points a game, 420 yards of offense per game, allowing 11 points a game. You know, comparable stats to the Linganore ones. So talking about this in the pregame with some people, it's like, which defense is going to hold up? I don't think anybody's going to shut offenses down. Which one's got to hold up enough to give their offenses a chance to win the game?
You mentioned Coach Rick Connor. He's won 222 games as a coach for the Lancers. Is coaching his 15th state championship game. That's unbelievable. 6 in the past 8 years. It is a juggernaut of a program. And you mentioned it, only 2 returning starters from last season. And once again, they're back in the state championship.
Yeah, and he talked about really what's the strength of their program. This season is a microcosm in that. It's a part of the process. You come in and you work with the Linganore Lancers and Rick Connor and his staff, and you just progress through time, and you keep showing up to practice, you keep showing up to the weight room, and next thing you know, you're back here playing game 14 of the season in a state championship matchup.
Had a chance to talk with Arundel coach Jack Walsh earlier this week. He talked about his team being so unselfish. It's one reason why this program is in their 2nd title game in the past 3 years. They often make the state championship semifinals at the very least. It is a great program in itself.
Yep, and having a bunch of offensive weapons. If you look at their numbers, no one particular player is sky high.
Yeah.
Like their leading rusher, TJ Mordecai, 1,400 yards. You know, you think about that. This is game 13 for them because they had a bye. That's not an excessive number if you compare it to the Linganore's Brady Matthews at 2,463 yards this season. But they have many players like that complement him. And then in the passing game, it's the same thing. There's no one player that jumps out at you. There's 5 or 6 of them with numbers and the ability to score touchdowns.
And they are led by the quarterback, Amir Lowry. He's a fun story because he's a former private school player, transferred to a public school. You don't see that too often, and he's led his team to a state championship game. Such a versatile quarterback, 22 passing touchdowns. He also has 74 carries, averaging about 10 yards per carry. He's a great athlete, great quarterback.
Dual threat, you know, and he's somebody you have to keep in the pocket if you're the Linganore Lancers. I look for Jason Capone to kind of be running him down from his middle linebacker spot all night long. And then on the other side, actually, Sean Pelovitz has developed kind of into a dual threat. He doesn't run as much, but he certainly can. But he has also passed unbelievable numbers: 112 of 160 passes, 70% completion. You don't even hear that number in the NFL typically. One interception. One interception. So the passing game, if somehow the Wildcats can shut down Matthews and this strong running game, Linganore has a passing game they can work with.
Pelovitz is such a fun story. He grew up being such a big fan of Linganore High School football. He said as a kid it was something he dreamed of, to be the starting quarterback for the Lancers, and now he gets to do that at a state championship game level. Massive game, obviously, biggest of his one-year starting career. He rode the bench for a while, but learned a lot, obviously had the talent. Now he's getting a chance to win them a state title.
And you know what? That's another story in loyalty.
Yeah.
The kid was patient. He waited his turn. He worked in the system, and here he is, the starting quarterback on a team that has gone undefeated so far, playing in the state championship. So it's a great story in itself, just his loyalty to stay with the program, because a lot of times you have a lot of opportunities.
Sure.
Hey, it's like, I'm a pretty good quarterback. Last year, Petrozzoli was here, who a D1 quarterback in his own right, but he stayed. He stayed with the program, waited his turn. Compliments to Sean Pelovitz.
Those numbers you have in front of you, both teams impressive. They're comparable too. On paper, when you look at the score differential for these two teams, their offensive yards, their defensive touchdowns allowed, whatever the number may be, it is pretty comparable.
Yeah. If you break them down a little further, 417 yards of offense for Arundel, averaging 47 points a game. Linganore, 444 yards of offense per game, average 44 points a game. On the defensive side of the ledger, Arundel allows 11 points a game on average. Linganore, 13 points a game on average. So you're exactly right. And they run similar type offenses.
Sure.
You know, the one-back shotgun and move players around. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Linganore coming off a 35-21 win against Oakland Mills behind a stellar ground game, 4 rushing touchdowns. Pelovitz also had a passing touchdown. And then the Arundel Wildcats in their last game, they forced 3 turnovers in a 24-8 win over Sherwood. Wildcats held Sherwood scoreless in the first half of last week. Lowry rushed for a touchdown in the first half, found Jonathan Coleman for a 20-yard touchdown reception, one of 5 or 6 receivers that can really go off in any game. And then junior Avery Harris had a 70-yard pick 6 last week as well for Arundel. So they really attacked Sherwood in multiple ways. It wasn't just the offense, but their defense showed up last week.
Yeah, and that's one thing Linganore has been able to do this season, is not turn over the football. And that's going to be a key element tonight also with these two stellar teams. You can't turn over the football.
How much do you think recent experience comes into play? Linganore, it feels like it's an annual trip for them. 6 out of the past 8 seasons. Arundel has been here quite often recently as well, coming to this very game 2 years ago.
I think it has a lot. I mean, you come to this environment, it's brand new field, you look around, and yeah, after the first snap, it's a football game. But you know what? It's not. It's a big, it feels like you're on a bigger field, you're on the bigger stage. Hopefully your kids can just play football. Linganore, yes, it helps. They were all here last year, you know, had that tough loss to Oakdale. So I'm sure that's on their mind, but, you know, these are kids.
Sure.
They're 16, 17-year-old kids. It has to affect you a little bit. I think the key is the coaching staff, you know, and both these staffs have proven they can come to this level and win football games. So, you know, you get in a routine. We were talking about listening to some of the pregame music, and it sounded like it was Linganore's pregame music. It's like, well, they come here every year, so they probably bring their own CDs.
Sure.
So
probably have it saved here from last season. Didn't have to even leave it. It's a cold night. Temperatures in the upper 30s, going to probably drop a little bit as we work our way through the game. But it is a clear night, which is a far cry from last year when we had a heavy fog over the field for Linganore when they lost in the state championship against Oakdale by just a touchdown. It was a really fun football game. They're trying to win their 7th state championship. It would extend a Frederick County record. Lost to Oakdale 42-35 last season. Linganore plays a 3-4 style defense. A run tool, the Wildcats, they spread it out, often running 4 wide receivers out on the field. 3-4 versus the 4 wide receivers. Tactically speaking, how do you think that could potentially hold up?
And Linganore, I think one of the areas that was a concern for Coach Connor and their staff was the secondary this year coming in. But they have really developed through the season and probably are ahead of schedule for a bunch of underclassmen stepping into the starting lineup for the first time. So I don't think it'll change coverages too much. Now, what Rick did say is they kind of disguise things. You know, it looks like they don't do anything, you know, other than maybe change the defensive front every now and then. But they do have some man-to-man looks and some different coverages in the secondary where they always look like they're in a too-deep shell. After snap, they move into some different things. I think the key there is going to be, because of this quarterback's accuracy, Lowry, they're going to have to put some pressure on him. You know, and Linganore's able to do that. They typically even do that right off the nose guard. They have a little athletic nose guard, Bradley Keister, who gets in the backfield quite a bit.
The Wildcats scored 60-plus points 5 times this season. It's an incredible number. We'll go ahead and take a break. The kickoff is coming up in just about 5 minutes on Cool Oldies 1450.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Ha! Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
At Amber Hill Therapy Centers, our goal is to provide you with a customized treatment plan using advanced physical therapy and occupational therapy methods and technology. With offices conveniently located in Thurmont and throughout Frederick County, Amber Hill Therapy Centers specializes in sports injuries and sports rehab, back pain, post-surgical rehab, and more. We accept all major insurance plans. Amber Hill Therapy Centers treats patients of all ages who receive care from our highly skilled therapists and staff. For more information on Amber Hill Therapy Centers, check out our website at amberhillpt.com. Amber Hill Therapy Centers, where the patients come first.
Amber Hill Therapy Center is a proud sponsor of Frederick County High School athletics on the radio.
Cool Oldies 1450 THU is the leader in high school sports broadcasting. Since 2008, we have broadcast more high school sporting events than any radio station in the 4-state area. Football, basketball, baseball, and softball. Regular season playoffs and state championships from Southern PA to Brunswick, the Western Mountains of Maryland to the Eastern Shore. Cool Oldies 1450 THU is number 1 in high school sports broadcasting.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call it, but the kids in Maryland did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the Maryland State Athletic Directors Association.
Our local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
Hawkins Landscaping, locally owned and operated for over 50 years. Winner 9 years in a row for the best of the best in Frederick County. Let our professionally trained staff of certified landscapers transform your yard from a dream to reality. Hawkins Landscaping specializes in elegant and inviting outdoor environments. If you're looking to create, upgrade, or revitalize your outdoor space, call Hawkins Landscaping today at 301-898-3615. That's 301-898-3615. Hawkins Landscaping. When you deserve the best, get the best.
Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center passionately believes that what they do enriches people's lives emotionally and physically. Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center is not just a therapeutic massage center, but it is a collaboration of the healing arts using Reiki, sound, movement, art, and more. Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center are people who care. Nerve or orthopedic issues, back and neck pain? Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center can help you. Enjoy luxurious treatment with amazing results at Catoctin Mountain Massage and Wellness Center. And by the way, they are looking for experienced therapists who are skilled in the healing arts to join their team today. Just check out the website, catoctinmountainmassage.com. That's Catoctin, M-T-N, massage.com to connect with them today.
The 3A state championship, what a fun matchup we have tonight. Arundel against Linganore. They have been the two best teams in 3A in the state of Maryland this season. They both have been in the finals in the past 2 years, in 2022 Arundel, 2023 Linganore. And tonight they play for the championship. Coach, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. 1 versus 2, according to the Max Prep. Massey rankings had Arundel 1 step ahead of Linganore also. So we were talking as we were doing our week-long prep that this Massey ranking and rating had every game right so far, and they were predicting our Linganore Lancers to come out on the short side. So I said, hopefully they'll get something wrong, at least one, this one. So, and we have had that streak broken already today. Stephen Decatur pulled off a late game rally there to knock off Huntingtown, so Massey's not perfect. So here we go, Linganore Lancers in their black home uniforms as they are come in as the top seed, undefeated.
What a fun environment we have at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The lights have been flashing. They've been going black to white, bright to soft, and it's been creating a real big, like, rock stadium environment. It's such a gorgeous place to play a football game. We have hundreds of fans on both sides of the stadium. It looks like maybe the Lancer fans are on the opposite side of our stadium potentially. Actually, they're right below us. You're right. Lancers below us, and then Arundel is on the opposite side. Everybody bundled up, temperatures in the high 30s. It's going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, and it looks like the wind's not blowing much, so passing game should be just fine. The kicking game, because of the hard football and the cold weather, might be, can't kick the 45-yard field goal tonight. It might have to be a 38-yarder or something. And kickoffs will be interesting, too, to see if they can drive them deep enough into the end zone or if they do their placement kicks.
We can see the captains come out in the field. The Lancers have 4. Pelovitz, Lampert, it looks like Bieritz is also out there, and Capone. Those are the 4 for the Lancers. I can only see 1 captain out there for Arundel. I think that is, by the looks of it, number 45. I think that's Lucas Dispenza. Yeah, he's their senior outside linebacker. And it's going out there for the coin flip. It looks like, I believe, yes. So Arundel won the toss. They'll defer it. It's going to be Lancers football to start. Arundel against Linganore. two incredible teams. The Lancers went undefeated during the regular season. They only had one game decided by less than a touchdown. It was against Middletown,
yes.
I believe, about almost 2 months ago at this point.
Yep, and they actually had a few comeback wins.
Yeah.
Quote, they might have been early, but so they've been tested, and things have not always gone perfectly for the perfect Linganore Lancers. They did have to come back. That Middletown game, I think, was won on a blocked extra point. So, yeah, to hold on there. So they've been battle tested, and they've been in those tough ones. Arundel, they pretty much run the table really big. It'll be interesting if the tide turns that way and Linganore gets an early start on Arundel.
Arundel fell to Broadneck 35-31. Quarterback Amir Lowry said at the time, we needed that loss because after that they went on an incredible stretch. They have scored over 60 points 5 different times this year, 70-plus points twice. That seems almost impossible, especially when you consider the running clock.
Yeah, exactly right. You put up a lot of points, and we've seen it done a couple of times. Typically, your defense comes into play, but yeah, they do have, as we talked about, a potent offense. 420 yards a game, rushing and passing pretty much equal. So you can't sit on the run. If you're Linganore, you got to play both aspects of the game.
Wildcats looking for their first title since 1975, but as we mentioned, they've been close over the past couple of years. The Lancers trying to finish off an undefeated season and bring home the state championship. This is the 6th time in the past 8 years they have been in the championship game. Both these teams, great recent history. An impressive run recently for Coach Jack Walsh. He became the coach of Arundel in 2018, and since then, their program's really been in great shape. They've been to the semifinals at least 3 times. A pretty impressive turnaround there for Coach Walsh. We talked about it, Coach Connor. What a career he's had. He is closing in on the legendary late Middletown coach Tim Ambrose with Ambrose. Thank you. Sorry, he had 248 wins over his 31 years. And Coach Connor, it'll be a few years before he gets to that point potentially, but he's on his way with his incredible career.
Yeah, and I think I read he is the winningest active MPSSAA coach.
Okay.
And then to add to that, Bradley Matthews is the leading rushing touchdown maker in MPSAA here this season.
We'll go ahead and take one more break. When we come back, the kickoff on Cool Oldies 1450.
And respects Dr. John Hageman at Center of Life Chiropractic and his wife Marcia at Center of Life Pilates for their many years of helping people in need and for the wonderful ways they give back to their community through scholarship and fundraising efforts. Center of Life is located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. For information or to check out their schedule, go online to centeroflife.us today. That's Center of Life Chiropractic and Pilates. Make an adjustment to your life today.
You have a list of things. None of those things say wander around a warehouse looking for somebody to help you, or walk out not knowing if you got exactly what you need. Nope, you have a list of things, and Ace has them, from the brands you trust. We also have people who ask the right questions to make sure you get everything you need. Because at Ace, we have our own list, and great service is at the top.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Head over to Cousins Ace Hardware today. Located on North Church Street in Thurmont, Cousins Ace Hardware is a proud sponsor of high school athletics on the radio.
E-bikes are the latest trend in urban and suburban transportation. Pedal or throttle, exercise or relax. E-bikes are everywhere now in our area. Fredericktown Yamaha Cycle Company is Frederick County's largest supplier of pedal-assisted e-bikes. Fredericktown Yamaha is a supplier of Yamaha, Giant, and Intense electric bikes. From open road to crosstown commutes, mountain bikes, and more. Fredericktown Yamaha specializes in 2 wheels and a motor. Since 1975, located just off Urbana Pike in Frederick. Check out our website at fredericktown.yamaha.com. Fredericktown Yamaha, where the fun begins.
Back here at Cool Oldies 1450, we just heard the national anthem. Now we are ready for football. The Class 3A state championship. Linganore and Arundel. Ryan Pierce alongside me, Coach Rick Little. Coach, what a fun night we have planned here as Linganore takes the field, getting set to return this kick.
Yeah, and we've seen Linganore play a couple times this season, and like Coach Connor talked about, the process and the improvement they've made every week. And from this vantage point, I can't disagree with them. Every aspect of their game has gotten better every time we've seen them play. You know, here at the big stage, just a football game. Hopefully the nerves don't take too much of a negative effect or make a negative effect to them. But receiving the football, I kind of like to do that. You know, I know a lot of teams like to defer, as Arundel decided here, but I like to take the offensive side and impose my will early, if at all possible. We'll see how that works out.
Let's see if Linganore can do it as we are ready for action. 3A state championship on Cool Oldies 1450. The up-back returns it on the far side of the field, just outside the numbers. He has hit at the 25, and that is where Linganore begins their first drive. As they come out, one of the best offenses in Frederick County, Sean Pelovitz. What a year he's had at quarterback. You mentioned it at the top, Rick. 70% completion percentage, 31 touchdowns, just 1 pick.
Yeah. So we'll see if Linganore comes out with the running game or tries to anticipate some type of run defense and make a play in the passing game here early on.
They're on the far side of the field against the 3-4 of the Wildcats. 3 receivers down low, 1 up top with Matthews behind Pelovitz. Pelovitz going to keep it himself off the right side. Cuts back up the middle, up the hash marks. Game tackled at about the 27-28. Pickup of 2 or 3 to start for the Lancers.
Let's credit Jonathan Coleman of Arundel on the tackle from his cornerback outside linebacker position. And it looked like Arundel there was just straight up 5 men in the box, with an outside linebacker coming off the short side of the field. We'll see if Linganore doesn't come back with Bradley Matthews this play.
Lancers defeated Oakland Mills last week 35-21 to reach the state championship game. Second play of the game. We're just underway, 11:20 left to go in the first. The handoff this time goes to Matthews straight up the middle. He's met by a gang tackle, probably picked up 2 or 3, up to about the 30, and will bring up a 3rd and 5. And now a flag comes out from the back judge after the play ended. The tackle was made by number 20, Russell Bonham. Bonham, one of the better defensive players on the Wildcats. It looks like the penalty is against Linganore to start.
So after the play, they call a personal foul, I guess a little extracurricular against the Lancers. Really digs a deep hole.
Yeah, now what you want if you're the Lancers, as it's marched all the way back to the 15. And it'll be a very long 3rd down coming up for Linganore because the play had ended before the penalty. So a 3rd down, they have to reach the 35. They're at the 15. So a 3rd and 20 for Linganore to start. 3 receivers down low, 1's up top. Matthews lines up behind Pelovitz, who's on the far hash mark, and now Matthew rolls out to his right. Pelovitz a snap, fakes right, now looks to run. He's met at the line. He's going to be sacked, losing about 2 or 3 yards. A disastrous first possession for Linganore, as they're going to have to punt deep in their own territory. It's number 31, Manasea Ojamo. He's a middle linebacker. He must have been in on that possession, not one of the regular starters. Makes the play and forces the punt.
Arundel in a punt block situation, and we have a flag before the snap.
A flag comes out. It's not the normal, it's a false procedure on Linganore, not their normal punter. So this is going to bring it back, I believe, halfway to the goal line. Yep, it's at the 9 now. The punter is lined up in the checkered end zone. He'll be kicking from left to right. The returner for the Wildcats is in Lancer territory at the 42. It's a speedy Jonathan Coleman who had a 70-yard touchdown reception last week. Again, a low kick, barely away. It's a low bouncing ball, hits the turf at the 30, bounces the 35. Coleman is going to field it at the 40 of the Lancers, tackled immediately outside the hash marks on the far side. Great field position for Arundel. They begin on their opponent's 38-yard line.
And if you're Arundel, exactly what you wanted when you deferred that opening kickoff. Your defense made the stand. Short field for your offense.
So Arundel at the 39 officially on the far hash mark in their road white uniforms with the lime green helmets. The Wildcat logo on top. They got 2 receivers up top and 1 down low with the star quarterback Amir Lowry in the gun. He takes a snap, fakes a handoff, keeps it off the right side into the open field, 25, outside the hash marks, cuts back 20, hit at the 18 and falls forward. A big pickup for Lowry on the first play of the game.
Yep, a little run pass option there, read option. Lowry pulls it. Both middle linebackers went for the running back, and Lowry clean into the secondary. Big run.
I should say first play of the game for the offense, 9:47, the first drive for Arundel. This time it's off the left tackle to the back. He cuts back up the middle, and he'll score into the end zone for a touchdown. TJ Mordecai, his first touch today, goes for 6, and Arundel takes the early lead.
Wow, great blocking at the point of attack. I'm not sure Mordecai was touched until he got into the end zone.
24 rushing touchdowns for TJ Mordecai. The Capital Gazette wrote about him. A lot of players, a lot of fans around this program believe if he was 6'1", he would have a handful of D1 offers to pick from. He's just 5'7", but an elusive running back, tough to bring down. At that time, wasn't touched as he walked into the end zone, as the extra point is through by Brandon Feinblatt, and it's a quick 7-0 lead for Arundel. Just about 4 minutes into this game, 9:41 left to go. 2 minutes in, really. 9:41 left to go in the first. Arundel leading 7-0 on Cool Oldies 1450.
Serving our community for over 50 years with quality service at a fair price, Brownie's Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownie's is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. That's Brownie's Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School Athletics.
7-0, Arundel, an early lead against Linganore in the Class 3A state championship. It's the final game of the day here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. What a fun day it's been with a handful of great contests. And we wrap up with a 3A title. And Arundel already has a 7-0 lead as the ball once again is kicked to the up back on the far side of the field. Amir Short returns it at the 25, up the sideline 40, 45 near midfield. He's tripped up and tumbles out of bounds at about the 50. A positive return for Amir Short. That's a bit of a momentum swing back to the side of Linganore.
Great adjustment by the Linganore staff. After the first kick was short, they rolled up the whole receiving core, and that was actually the deep back, Amir Short, taking that ball, crossing midfield into Wildcat territory, 1st and 10 Lancers.
Short, one of the better receivers on the Linganore team. He was tackled by one of the special teams players for the Wildcats, and at the 47-yard line, the Lancers begin. The 47 of the Wildcats. As the quarterback Pelovitz in the gun, snap, turns, hands off the right tackle. Matthews wrapped up, maybe picked up one off the line of scrimmage. This Wildcats defense, yes, their offense scores a lot of points. We can't forget the other side, though. They only give up about 10 points per game.
Yep, Russell Bonham, their middle linebacker, 5'11" senior on the tackle there.
Already his 2nd tackle. We talked to the coaching staff. Coach Walsh says Bonham is a solid player up the middle. Make sure the defense is lined up correctly. He is a field general. And we have a flag before the snap. It looked like there was movement from the Arundel side, but I think the official, is going to get one of the offensive linemen for Linganore for a false start.
Yep, another pre-snap penalty. Things you got to work through. So Linganore, that first series, tried to pass 2 times. Pelovitz had to pull it down both times. Somehow the Lancer receivers need to get open.
25 total penalty yards already for Linganore. They trail 7-0, 8:42 left to go in the first quarter. And a flag comes out again. It is another false start for the Lancers. A couple defenders for Arundel turn to their crowd, wave their hands in the air, try to get their fans going. Back-to-back penalties on Linganore.
Yep, just shooting yourself in the foot. Hopefully the young men will settle down. Now they change their offensive package, bring in their wide outs.
Now it's been a trend this year, Coach, that Linganore will fall behind early. They're very comfortable playing from behind. They've been a great second and third quarter team.
You're exactly right. Not that you want to play that
Sure.
way all the time, and coach loses a lot of hair that way, but you're right.
Second and 19 for
Setting up a
Pelovitz.
screen.
Under pressure,
Yep.
throws it to the turf, and there's a flag out where Pelovitz threw the ball. It looks like it's going to be a hold as Pelovitz was being pressured by Brandon Gorman, the big 6'3" defensive lineman. He's a commit to the University of Delaware. An absolutely fantastic athlete was putting pressure on the quarterback Pelovitz.
Yep. Holding Linganore.
It's a hold on the right tackle, and that pushes the Lancers back even further. They were facing a 2nd and 19.
Are they going to decline this?
And it might not be a bad idea for Arundel to decline. It would bring up a 3rd and 19.
But nope, they're going to walk it off. There it goes.
Okay. So this will be walked off to about the, what would it be, the 34? Yes, the 34. A 2nd and 29 for the Lancers. Penalties have been an issue so far. Already a handful of them on this drive. 3 on just this drive for the Lancers.
Yeah.
And now
They need to start with a positive play. Somehow develop a positive play.
Arundel has 5 defensive backs out. Lancers with 4 receivers. Pelovitz looks to the far side. Pass is caught. The receiver hit immediately. Did he pull it in? Nope, he dropped it at the last second. It was Perry at the target. He was hit as he pulled it in on the far sideline and dropped it. Brings up a 3rd and 29. Throw a little bit high from
Yeah, a
Pelovitz.
little high. Solid contact by the defensive back to jar the ball loose. Sets up 3rd and 29. You don't have a whole lot of plays in your playbook for 3rd and 29.
3rd and 29, 8:08 left. Arundel already leading 7-0 on a run from TJ Mordecai after they forced a punt from the own end zone for the Lancers. They only got it to about the 40-yard line, and it was a short field for Arundel to work with. On their second drive, Lancers face a 3rd and 29. Pelovitz under pressure. He's pulled down at the 30, the 2nd sack already today. As number 33, Brandon Gorman, was in the backfield, the Delaware commit. He was the first to get there.
Yep, and Nick Oliver cleaned it up. Again, no time. I mean, that was not a design draw. Pelovitz had to pull it down under pressure.
Nick Oliver told the Capital Gazette before this game they're 2022 as the punt is going to bounce on the far side of the field and stop at about the 43-42 of Arundel, make it the 41, and that's where the Wildcats take over. We'll bring that story up a little bit later on about Nick Oliver. But for now, let's go ahead and take a break. It is 7-0. Wildcats on top of Linganore on Cool Oldies 1450.
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine.
Arundel taking over from their own 41. 4 receivers. Pass goes to the right side. It's pulled down just horizontal to the line of scrimmage. He's hit and pushed towards the sideline. Maybe picked up 3 or 4. Good extra effort by the receiver. That was Nassim Tentian, the junior who's got 12 receptions, including 6 receiving touchdowns, making the catch there.
And a host of Lancers flying to the football, making that play, and held him to 2 yards.
So Tetian off to the right side. He's lined up underneath the 40. And then Glasgow on the left side, ball at the 44. The fake handoff, quarterback keeper for Lowry off the right tackle. Picked up 4 or 5 to about the 47. He needs to reach the 49 of Linganore for the first down. So 3rd and 4 coming up with 6:44 left in the first quarter. And Arundel leading 7-0.
Looked like Caden Keister there on the tackle for the Lancers from his middle linebacker position.
On the far hash, the 3rd and 4 coming up. All 4 receivers now lined up on the line of scrimmage, including Tentian. He's in the slot to the right. In the slot to the left is their leading receiver, Glasgow, although they really have 5 or 6 guys that can contribute on any night. Lowry, the quarterback, in the gun. Moving to his right is the running back, Mordecai. 4 down linemen for the Lancers in the 4-3. Here's a snap to Lowry, the turn to Mordecai, straight up the middle. He's got the first at the 45, breaks out to the left to the 40, 35. Now outside the hash marks near side, 32. Pulled down from behind. A big run for Mordecai on his second touch for an easy first down.
Yeah. Again, great blocking at the point of attack, clean in the second level, avoids the middle linebacker, downfield for a first down.
Chase Roberts, his 48th tackle of the season, pulled him down. The way Mordecai runs, I mean, he could have taken that to the house if Roberts didn't get him from behind. So a 1st and 10 on the near side of the 31. That turned the handoff again to Mordecai. Straight up the middle, met after about 3 or 4 yards of rushing. Pushes forward, knocked to his right at the 25. Picked up about 3 on the carry.
Yeah, that actually was tension
on
the carry.
Okay.
They moved a second back into the backfield. Nassim Tension, who's wide receiver running back for Arundel.
Beards
7-yard gain.
Beards made the tackle, so you're right there. Coach, it was 7. He was able to push forward down to the 24. This time it is Mordecai. Straight up the middle, hits the initial line. He's close to the first down. I think he got it, as they're going to mark him at the 20.
Yep, just inside the 20. Good push from the offensive line.
Butler makes the tackle, his first today, and already for the second time, Arundel in the red zone. A 1st and 10 from the 19. 3 receivers up top, 1 down low. By himself is Glasgow. The turn, the handoff to Mordecai. Off the left tackle, going to be a quarterback keeper. Lowry off the right tackle, pressing forward, down to the 10. Keeps his feet moving. Finally pulled down at about the 10.5, maybe a yard short of the first down.
Strong run for a quarterback. Would not be denied. Keeping his feet moving. This is a big stand for Linganore.
2nd and
They
1
could hold on.
from the 11. Lowry in the shotgun. Behind him is Mordecai. 3 receivers down low against the 4-3 of Linganore. 4:25 left to go in the first quarter. A long drive for the Wildcats. They're leading 7-0. The fake, the handoff, passes to the left side again. It's Tentian. He tries to cut back to the middle, has the first, wrapped up at the 6. And it brings up a 1st and goal from the 6 for the Wildcats. Capone and Beards combined for the tackle.
Yep, and Arundel quickly to the ball, into formation, not giving Linganore any time to regroup.
Bunch formation way up top, all the way on the other side of the field with the ball in the near hash mark on the left side. The quarterback, Lowry in the gun, turns to Mordecai, hands it to him. He's met at the line, and this time the Lancers stand him up at the 4. Nice defensive set there for Linganore.
Boy, if they run that formation again, Lowry needs to just pitch it out there. It was 3 men in white, 1 man in black up there at the top of the screen.
This time it is 2 down low. Coach Walsh likes to mix up the formation. The math almost always pans out with 4 receivers, just depends on where they're at. One's in the backfield, this time it's Tentian with Mordecai to the left, the quarterback Lowry. The turn, the handoff to the back, I believe it's Mordecai, pressing forward, lunging, close to the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. The second for Arundel in the first quarter, and with 3:16 left in the first, they lead 13-0.
Wow. That offensive line is really strong. Linganore's got to have to come up with a different defensive look to stop this run.
I believe it was Mordecai on the touch, his 2nd rushing touchdown today, 25 on the season. And Feinblatt is out for the extra point. Lined up at the 10. The snap is down. The kick is blocked. The kick was blocked. It was recovered by the Lancers, but you can't return a kickback in high school, so they do at least keep that point off the board. Great special teams play for Linganore. It was Roberts on the block, but the Lancers, they trail 13-0, 3:16 left to go in the 3A championship game on Cool Oldies 1450.
Fox News. I'm Deborah Valentine. The FBI has joined into the investigation in the targeted killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City Wednesday. Fox's Kevin Court.
Police sources telling Fox they do believe they found the gunman's backpack in Central Park. The masked man is also believed to have left the city on an interstate bus shortly after the killing, according to the NYPD.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest of the suspect. The famed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris reopens today after over a $700 million restoration following a 2019 fire.
Wood carpenters and stonemasons to stained glass window artists and organ builders. Thousands have worked to bring Notre Dame back to glory.
Fox's Jonathan Savage reporting from London. America's listening to Fox News.
Colin Doyle on the return up to the far side of the field at the 35. And that is where Linganore begins. Down 13-0, 3:12 left to go in the first quarter. 2 rushing touchdowns from TJ Mordecai for Arundel. Linganore's used to being behind. Different animal today, though.
Yeah, and right now, Arundel is just controlling both sides of the ball, line of scrimmage. Somehow, Linganore needs to find a way to come up with a positive play offensively, keep their offense on the field for a little bit.
Short in motion from left to right. The handoff straight up the middle to Matthews. Pressed forward into the defensive secondary. Now out to the outside. Pyle still moving. It looked like it was, you got about 8 white jerseys, 8 black jerseys pushing it to the far side of the field. At about the 38 is where the running back Matthews finally stopped.
Yeah, I think they call that a scrum in rugby,
yeah,
where
sure.
they just all lock arms and push forward.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Clock ticking at 2:44. Lancers down 13 points to start. Pelovich shotgun on the far hash with Matthews behind him. 4 down linemen and about 5 or 6 in the box. It's a quick pass up the middle. It's caught and then angling back to about the 44 and finally tackled by maybe a yard short. I believe that was Chase Perry on the catch. I'm going to double check that though. Might have been Amir Short. Yeah, Amir Short with the catch. That is his first today, as he brings it up to the 44, and the Lancers 1 yard away from their first down of the game.
Yeah, it looks like they shuffled it back a little bit closer to 2 yards.
Okay.
And bringing in their heavy offensive package, and Arundel's ready for it, bringing in a heavy defensive package.
3rd and short at the 44.
We'll see if we go under center here.
And it looks like Pelovich is out. It's going to be a direct snap to Matthews. He takes it off the right tackle. Hit in the backfield. Doesn't get back to the line. Maybe lost a yard on the play, as Nick Oliver was the first to get him.
Yep, Arundel put men down in the gaps and just beat the Linganore offensive linemen to the inside gaps.
The second time in a row, Nick Oliver has made a great play on 3rd down. He talked about the 2022 title game to the Capital Gazette. He said that game left a sour taste in his mouth. One of the handful of players back from 2022. He was a starter as a sophomore, starter as a senior, and he has a sack and a tackle for a loss on 3rd down already today. And it looks like Lancer's going to go for it. They need it. Pelovich passing up the middle. It's caught. And then upended is the receiver at the 50, but Perry was able to pull it in. What a catch by Chase Perry. Absolutely obliterated after pulling it in, but he held on for the first down.
Yeah, solid hit by Jonathan Coleman, but Perry able to hold on and move the chains. Most importantly for the Linganore Lancers, they get to stay on the field. Midfield.
A massive pickup for the Lancers. You could tell already in this game that Coach Connor felt like they needed to keep the ball on their side of the field or they were in trouble. It's one of those do-or-die early first quarter plays you don't see too often, but the Lancers keep the ball. Lob down the right side of the field. It's Perry. He makes the catch, but was he in bounds? No, he wasn't. Not a bad throw. It was down the sideline. Perry made a good catch, just barely was out of bounds at about the 15.
Yep, could not drop that left foot in the field of play as Pelovich dropped that one in there. Yep. Number 27, let's credit Andre Younger along with number 10, Avery Harris, on the coverage.
Yeah, both of them are two really good players in the secondary. Harris moved from Omaha, Nebraska before the year. Coach Walsh very excited about his pickup there. 70-yard pick six last week, and then Younger has 4 interceptions this season. Tough secondary for Arundel. And the play is blown dead. A offsides on the defense this time. The first penalty of the game from the Wildcats. An encroachment on the D-line.
And Linganore has changed to a tight end set on their offense. And it's a big guy. I'm trying to catch his number from here.
22 seconds left in the first quarter. 13-0 Arundel with the lead. And look, the clock had to reset. Now it's 24. So 24 seconds at midfield. Snap to Pelovich. The pitch out to the right. Once again, the back Matthews in trouble. And he's pulled down after maybe going back a yard or two. Great pressure again by the Wildcats defense.
Yep, they're bringing the unmanned outside linebacker. He's coming hard, but their defensive front, Arundel's defensive front, is slanting formation. What I mean by that is they're on snap, they're slanting towards the strong side, and they're just beating the Linganore Lancer offensive linemen off the ball and getting into those gaps.
It takes us to the end of the first quarter, 13-0. Arundel leading 2 rushing touchdowns by TJ Mordecai. They're in the driver's seat in the 3A championship game on Cool Oldies 1450.
Good afternoon. This is Julio Flores. The Capitals are back in action tonight. Washington faces the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road. Washington is 17-6-2, while Toronto is 16-7-2. Navy and Virginia Tech will find out this weekend which bowl games they will play in. The Midshipmen are 8-3 on the season, while the Hokies are 6-6. Virginia Tech's regular season is over. Navy wraps up its season in the Army-Navy game on December 14th. College hoops action continues. On the men's side, Georgetown plays West Virginia on the road tonight. Virginia takes on SMU on the road tomorrow. Virginia Tech hosts Pittsburgh tomorrow. Maryland faces Purdue on the road tomorrow. And Townsend hosts UMBC tomorrow. On the women's side, Virginia fell 66-57 to Auburn to drop to 6-4. Georgetown hosts Colgate tomorrow. Maryland faces Purdue.
3rd and 8 for the Lancers to start the second quarter. A flag comes out before the play is even run. Both sides pointing at each other, and it's going to be a offsides on the Lancers. So the 3rd and 8 becomes a 3rd and 13. They're dropped back to their own 48. They have to reach the 40 of Arundel for the first down. They're trailing 13-0 for just the second time this season. The Lancers don't score the first quarter.
Only 13 yards of offense in the first quarter for the Lancers. 12 plays, 13 yards. Arundel's just hand on the line of scrimmage right now.
8 rushes between TJ Mordecai and Amir Lowry, combining for 85 yards, and the defense has been great already. A couple of sacks and tackles behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 13 for the Lancers. In between the hashes, Pelovich under pressure. He's pulled down at the 35. He couldn't get out of it. He's sacked, and it's going to be another long punt coming up for the Lancers.
Nick Oliver again in the backfield, sacks Pelovich as he's flushed out of the pocket.
Nick Oliver having a career game, 2.5 sacks. The senior who played in the championship in 2022, looking for revenge, and he has come out with his hair on fire today. Been absolutely fantastic. So it's going to be another punt. The kicker for Linganore is at the 25. The returner for Arundel at his own 30 in this cool 38-degree evening. Here's a snap. The kick
Got it.
is almost blocked. It's short and high, and it will bounce at the Arundel 38. It rolls sideways to the 35. And the Wildcats take over there in their own territory, leading 13-0 with 11:05 left to go in the first half.
Linganore needs to find an answer defensively. 3 and out would be good. Try to set up a decent field position for their offense. Starts right here on first down. Got to make a play.
Coach Connor showing us the importance of this moment. He went for it and was successful on 4th down on that pass drive, but a couple of penalties and a big sack led to a long 4th down where they had to punt. Handoff to Mordecai. He tries to break out to the outside, wrapped up after a pickup of 3 inside the hash marks. Maybe gain 4 up to the 38. TJ Mordecai, 10 yards per touch in the first quarter. Just 4 there, 2nd and 6, clock ticking at 2:45 left to go in the first half. He and Amir Short, 9 rushes now for about 90 yards. Impressive ground game for Arundel.
Right now, if you're Linganore, you tackle for loss would be huge. Try to get Arundel off schedule here.
3 receivers up top at the passing play. Now into the slot. It's dropped, loose on the turf, incomplete. As Glasgow was a target, it was a screen play for Glasgow. Pass was fine, he just dropped it, and it brings up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Linganore reacted quickly to that. I'm not sure he was going to get a lot of yardage after the catch, but either way, it brings up 3rd and 6 now for the Wildcats.
Glasgow's an impressive player. Coach Walsh said he helped over his 4-year career at Arundel, and then he censored himself. It's a word we can't say, but a blank ton of games in his career. The senior for Arundel had so many great things to say about Glasgow. We'll likely see him get plenty of touches throughout the evening. 3rd and 6. The quarterback Lowry dropping back, throws to the far side. It's caught to an open receiver. He's upended in Linganore territory at the 43 on the far side of the field.
Yep. Isolated the receiver one-on-one. As soon as the defensive back turned to take away the fly pattern, turned out wide open, easy pitch and catch for a Wildcat first down.
Jacob Dye, his 29th reception into Lancers territory with 10:15 left in the second. Lowry in the gun, bunch formation left, handoff to Mordecai up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, pulled down by the second linebacker at the 42, maybe a 3-yard gain. As it looks like the Lancers defense at least doing a better job now of keeping track of TJ Mordecai.
Yep. It starts by slowing down the run game for Linganore.
Jason Capone, I believe, was in on that tackle, along with Orndorff. Now 2nd and 7. 13-0 lead for Arundel. Far hash mark, Lowry the quarterback, 2 backs. Handoff on the sweep to Tentian off the far side. Hit at the 36, make it the 37 where he's knocked out of bounds. It'll bring up a 3rd and short for Arundel in Lancers territory.
And Linganore has a player slow to get up. The referee stops play.
Looks like Keister was slow to get up as he's walking towards the sideline, and obviously an important player, Brady Keister. Actually, Casey Willett.
And I think Linganore called it just the official timeout.
Yes, an official timeout as Willett came out for a second. And it's a 3rd and 2, 9:38 left to go in the second. 13-0 Arundel with the lead. Ball in the far hash mark. Their quarterback Lowry in the gun. He's got Mordecai to his left, 2 receivers up top, and a pair down low, including Glasgow. It's a quarterback keeper for Lowry. Off the left tackle, outside the numbers. He's just past the first down before being tackled at the 34. And he stayed inbounds, play blown dead. He was able to push the pile to about the 32.
And Linganore brought the house up the middle, and they ran the sweep around the end.
The versatile quarterback, Amir Lowry, over 3,000 total yards during the regular season. Dual threat, he's shown off both today. It's 1st and 10 on the 32 for Arundel on the far hash. Empty backfield for the quarterback Lowry. And now his teammate Mordecai comes to his right. Pair receivers down low with Tentian and Glasgow up top. 4 down linemen for the Lancers. They rush 5. Lowry steps back, has time, lobs it down the far side. It was deflected and intercepted. Intercepted by the Lancers to the 15. The returner to the 20 where he's tackled. He was looking down the far side. It was Lowry, and it was deflected and picked off by the Lancers. Big break there for Linganore.
I didn't get the number, but I think he was actually hit while throwing the football, and it just fluttered out there, and Linganore alertly pulled it in for the interception.
Lowry was looking towards the far side of the field, was winding up like he was going to send it to the end zone, and as he threw it, his right arm was hit. Brady Keister on the pressure. He was able to pressure the quarterback Lowry. So he made the hit on Lowry. Big play by Keister, who had 3 sacks during the regular season. That's even bigger. Now the Lancers try to do something offensively. Nothing there. Brandon Gorham on the handoff in the backfield immediately. A 5-yard loss on the handoff to Bradley Matthews. Gorham's so tough. And that's the second time we've seen him get back there within a half second.
Yeah, the Arundel defensive front are getting off the ball and getting past the Linganore blockers. Yep, they just find the gaps, and there's a lot of shifting on that defensive front. I don't know if assignments are getting messed up.
Quick pass and slide. It's intercepted and a touchdown. Intercepted on the screen pass by Gorham. He gets the tackle for a loss, and then a pick 6. It's 19-0 Arundel. Brandon Gorham, a pick 6 after he intercepts the screen pass from Sean Pelovitz. He is all over the field, the absolutely incredible senior for Coach Walsh. Moved to Hawaii for his junior year, moved back when his mom relocated back to Maryland, came back home, and a huge play to put the Wildcats up 19-0.
Wow.
A stunning play. Pelovitz after the interception as the kick is up and through, making it 20-0 after the interception for the Lancers. On the second play on their offensive drive, Brandon Gorham, the Delaware commit, the pick 6, and it's 20-0 Arundel over Linganore on Cool Oldies 1450.
Here's your local news for the Cool Oldies 1450 listening area. The town of Emmitsburg received a report from Arrow Consulting that informed them that the town has lead water lines and 16 galvanized steel water lines that have been identified as a public water safety hazard. The EPA issued an order this year that all municipalities have 10 years to replace all lead water lines. The town is only responsible for lines outside of a homeowner's property. Additionally, the town approved the project to install cameras in sewer lines and awarded the bid for $100,000 to Raybold Construction Technologies. Mayor Davis noted that the cameras would provide a system-wide cost savings by identifying cracks over time. In other news, Ryan Lauman of Fairfield, Pennsylvania, has a long history of trouble with the law. He was a passenger in the truck with Christopher Johnson when Johnson murdered wildlife conservation officer David Grove during a vehicle stop in November of 2010. Johnson was tried and convicted of Grove's murder. Lauman pled guilty to lying to state police and 2 counts of poaching in 2013, and now Lauman has been charged this week with 3 counts of unlawful taking and possessing game, 1 count of unlawful killing, and 1 count of failing to get a consumption permit. Lauman faces up to 10 months in prison on these new charges. Keep it tuned right here for late-breaking news, weather, and traffic on Cool Oldies 1450.
Lancers start the drive down 20-0 with 8:23 left to go in the first half. Quick look from Pelovitz. Faked once, pass to the outside. This time it's caught horizontal with the line of scrimmage. And at the line of scrimmage, Matthews actually dropped back maybe a couple yards. The screenplay goes for a loss of 2. And a 2nd and 12 from the 35 coming up for Linganore.
Well, somehow Linganore needs to stretch the defense a little bit. Put extra blockers in there to give Sean an extra second to throw the ball downfield to Chase or Ray.
Right now, all Arundel, 2 rushing touchdowns for TJ Mordecai and a pick 6 by the defensive end, Brandon Gorham, on the last possession on a screen pass. Pelovitz stepping up under pressure, looking downfield, takes off himself out of the outside the numbers to midfield to the 50. It is enough for a first down, picked up about 12, maybe 13 to move the chains.
Yeah, a great pass defense. The coverage was unbelievable, but Sean found a gap to run through.
Pelovitz, he may be more known for his passing abilities, and why not? 31 passing touchdowns, only 1 pick. Averaging about 10 yards per carry, though. So when he runs, he's pretty efficient.
Yep, 400 yards on the season, 5 touchdowns, so he is very capable runner of the football.
Lancers with 7:35 remaining, 7:36 in the first half, down 20-0. They don't get the ball first in the second half, so a crucial possession here to try to hang around. Still plenty of time, but you have to do something. As the play is blown dead, we'll see what the actual call is. It's at midfield. It was the first play of the drive.
Delay a game. Delay a game.
Lancers didn't get the play off in time and delay a game. And once again, not something you see too often from the Lancers. Normally, they're a team that doesn't commit a lot of penalties, but a handful in this first half.
And, a no-huddle offense, you don't typically get delay a game.
So Pelovitz now drops back, 1st and 15, ball on their own 44. They have to reach the 41 of Arundel. 3-4 defense for Arundel. Low snap, Pelovitz picks it up, passes up the middle, off the hands of the receiver, popped up in the air, and fell to the turf on the V of Navy on the near side of the field, incomplete.
Yeah, solid on this slant. Amir kind of short-armed that one. Ball luckily falls to the turf.
Short was in a pocket of defenders. Couldn't quite pull it in. And now 2nd and 15 for Linganore. An offense that's been so good in the second quarter this season. They often find themselves down after the first and fight back. It's something they're comfortable doing, but right now, a lot of work to do. A 2nd and 15 with 7:17 left in the first half. Pelovitz, he's in throw mode right now. Dropping back in the pocket, now trying to roll to his left. Passes sideline. It's caught at the 48 into Arundel territory. Caught by Matthews to the 49 where he's tugged out of bounds. A pickup of 6, and it brings up a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and about 8.
Yep. Sean found Bradley, his hot receiver, as again, great coverage downfield. None of the Linganore receivers are breaking open.
Good work by Matthews to come back to the football. Now 3rd and 8 with 7:09 left in the first half. Pelovitz, near side, holds its hands up, claps a couple times in this cold temperature, takes a snap, facing a 4-man rush, rolling to his left, looking downfield, lobs to the middle, it falls incomplete, but a flag comes out near where Pelovitz threw the football. My guess is going to be a hold on the play. See what the call is. I think Pelovitz was hoping maybe for a late hit, but it looks like the hit was fine.
So they're declining?
Yeah, so it looks like it'll be declined by Arundel. And I would think that the Lancers will go for it here. 4th and 8 from midfield.
Got to kick this one.
Oh, no, they are going to kick. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. It's just, I think 8 yards is a little too much to ask for from your offense. Oh, wait, now they're walking it off. No, now we're not walking it off.
The referee looked like he was going to bring it back to about the 42. No, it's at midfield. At the 49 is where the ball is of Arundel. The punter for the Lancers back at the 37.
And Linganore better block. Arundel's been in on both punts so far. And there they come.
Picked up off the turf just away. High kick, it's a pretty good one. Fair catch made at the 18. And so that's the worst field position so far for Arundel. They begin their drive at the 18-yard line, leading 20-0 with 6:55 left to go in the first half. Moving, 6:55 left to go in the first half, 20-0. Arundel leading on the near hash mark. Their quarterback Lowry with The back to his right, 2 receivers up top and 2 down low. The snap, the turn, the handoff, it goes to Mordecai. Straight up the middle, presses the pile forward, maybe gain 2 or 3, as he's been held in check for a past maybe quarter after a quick start.
Yeah, the run defense is kind of holding their own right now for Linganore.
Alex Lambert, Brady Keister makes the tackle. They combine to bring up a 2nd and 7, 6:30 left. Wildcats leading 20-0. Ball in the near hash. The quarterback Lowry in the shotgun. 2 receivers there spread out wide on the top. 2 receivers bunched up on the near side with Glasgow, one of their top targets in the slot. He does not have a catch yet. Mordecai behind the quarterback Lowry. 4 down linemen for the Lancers. They rush 4. It's a fake handoff pass to the slot left side. It's caught. Racing up on the far hash mark up to the 25 and being tackled is the receiver. Picked up 5. And a 3rd and 4 coming up for Arundel.
Little split end screen to the motion man. Linganore scrambled quickly to just hold him to a short gain.
Nice tackle by Capone, the captain on the defensive side. Great middle linebacker, 75 tackles, 3-year varsity player for Coach Connor. I believe it was Burton, one of the handful of receivers in double-figure catches this year for Arundel, making his first grab today. Far hash mark 3rd and 3. Big play coming up here with 3 receivers down low, only 2 defensive backs. It's a fake handoff for Lowry, keeps it off the left tackle, leans forward, he's close to the first. It's right at the marker. I feel like he's got it, but I'm not confident saying that, Rick.
Yeah,
we'll wait
the
and see.
referee's already moving the chains. Wow, without a measurement.
Barely. Lowry able to pick up the first down on maybe his 6th or 7th rush. And a 1st and 10 from their own 29 on the far hash mark, with the clock ticking at 5:05 and a 20-point lead. Lowry in the gun, 2 receivers near, 1 up top, 1 receiver in the backfield. That is Tention with the back by him. It's a pitch out to Tention. He's under pressure, in trouble, reverses field to the far side. He's got some space, but tripped up at the 34. Great tackle, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle, just past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what an athletic play by that young man. He had no room here on the near side as he took the pitch coming to the right side all the way back to the left side. Surprisingly, the discipline by the offensive line, no holding penalties when you reverse field like that.
Chase Perry, the excellent free safety with the tackle. 2nd and 5 from the 34. Lowry, the snap, it's an option. It goes to Mordecai, up the middle, tripped up at the shoelaces at the 35, falls forward to the 37, and once again, a 3rd and short coming up for Arundel.
And again, this is where you need a defensive lineman to make a play, get into the backfield, and really disrupt the timing.
Ben Butler was in on that play. He made the tackle. 3rd and 2 with 3:50 remaining in the first half. Arundel trying to create even more separation. Up by 3 scores and taking their time as Lowry looks to the sideline. Play clock down to 10. He gets his signal. 2 backs, 1 to his right, 1 to his left. A receiver by himself up top. It's a handoff off the right side to Mordecai. Mordecai breaks it out the hash marks. He's twisted.
Ball's out.
The world ball is out, and the Lancers recover it at the 40. The 2nd turnover forced by the Lancers defense. They have it in Arundel territory.
And that was a defensive back, and I don't know, Mike, if you can get that number, came up and stripped the ball.
Jason Capone with the fumble recovery, a big tackle and a big fumble recovery for the captain at middle linebacker on that possession.
Yeah, whoever that defensive back was, credit him. He came up, his eyes were on the football the entire time and just stripped it away from Mordecai.
I think it might have been Keister. Whoever did make the play, it was a big one. Okay, big drive here for Linganore. They need 7 before halftime. And it's not an easy start as the ball, or the runner is tackled at the 40. It is no gain.
That line of scrimmage, I don't know how else to say it, are getting beat off the ball. That was just the outside linebacker came across the face of the tight end and made the play in the backfield.
2nd and 10. 3 minutes exactly left to go in the first half. Down by 20. Pelovitz in the shotgun. Matthews behind him. Bunch formation left side. Pair of receivers split either way. Pelovitz looks right now, looks back left. Pass to the flat. Caught by the receiver. Breaks 1 tackle. Leans forward to the 44. Clock clock keeps ticking as he's brought down hip high at the 44. It was Colin Doyle, the fullback, lined out in the slot making the catch.
3rd and 6 for the Lancers.
Big play for the Lancers. Likely, almost undoubtedly here, though, in 4-down territory. At the 36, as Pelovitz looks to Coach Connor in the offense, as they hold up a big board with symbols, way too complicated for us. And now Pelovitz in the shotgun with the back Matthews behind him, 2 receivers up top, 2 split down low. 3 rush for Arundel. Pelovitz keeps it himself straight up the middle. He is close to the first, and it looks like he got it as he leaned forward and fell down to the 29.
2 minutes to play, 3 timeouts, plenty of time for the Lancers. They can just keep on schedule here.
Jalen Williams made the tackle for Arundel. One of the handful of pass rushers. 2 up top, 2 down low this time for Pelovitz. A snap hip high. Turns and hands off to Matthews. Matthews maneuvers to the outside, tiptoes back towards the middle. May have picked up 1. A group tackle for Arundel. They say 2, 2nd and 8 from the 27. Looked like maybe Caleb Omatosho made the tackle.
6'2", 175-pound senior outside linebacker, crashing hard.
He battled back from a broken leg this summer to pull 2 game-changing turnovers in the semifinals win against Sherwood. That's his first tackle today. Pelovitz has time in the pocket, gets to his right, avoided 1 sack, not a second. Nobody open downfield, and Pelovitz is pulled down at the 30. Lost about 3, back to the near line of scrimmage, and once again, it is Omatosho. Back-to-back impressive plays for the defensive lineman.
And let's credit number 57, Ryan Eschenball, from his defensive tackle position out there to help clean up Pelovitz. And timeout, Linganore.
Linganore takes a timeout. 3rd and 11. 56 seconds left to go in the first half. They need 7 on QLZ 1450.
At Amber Hill Therapy Centers, our goal is to provide you with a customized treatment plan using advanced physical therapy and occupational therapy methods and technology. With offices conveniently located in Thurmont and throughout Frederick County, Amber Hill Therapy Centers specializes in sports injuries and sports rehab, back pain, post-surgical rehab, and more. We accept all major insurance plans. Amber Hill Therapy Centers treats patients of all ages who receive care from our highly skilled therapists and staff. For more information on Amber Hill Therapy Centers, check out our website at amberhillpt.com. Amber Hill Therapy Centers, where the patients come first.
Pelovitz, big play. 3rd and 11, exactly a minute left to go from the 29. A pair of receivers up top. Down low is Amir Short and Chase Perry. Pelovitz, the snap, steps 3 back, tries to rush, rolls to his left, passes towards the left side. It's caught at the 22, but Amir Short is going to be short by about 2 yards. It brings up a 4th and short with 45 seconds left. Of course, Linganore going to go for it here, and now they take a timeout to stop the clock, giving them a moment to think about a big play.
Yeah, 4th and 2, huge play here. Got to find a way to get a first down, keep a hold of the football. Great play there by both Pelovitz to avoid the rush, and then Amir Short to come up with a catch on the low ball.
So 4th and 2, ball at the 21 of Arundel. They need to reach the 19. What's the call here, do you think, Coach? Well, last time it was a 4th down, they were able to get it on a pass. They didn't get another one when they ran it, though.
Yeah, and the 4th down conversion was on that quick slant,
okay,
which sets up a slant and go. If you can feel you can give Pelovitz enough time, because these D-backs for Arundel are really sitting on the receivers. Any type of double move, I think, would be really productive if we can get enough time for Pelovitz to hold the football for the double move.
Chase Perry's got a couple catches. Amir Short's got a couple. Perry's on the near side along with Amir Short, 2 receivers up top. Yep. Behind Pelovitz is Matthews. 4th and 2 from the 21 with 43 seconds left in the first half. Big rush, pass to the near side. It's caught. That's a first down. It's Amir Short with his 2nd straight catch. He's knocked out of the 16.
First down, yep. And again, it's almost like Arundel's window dressing when they're out there covering those wide receivers, because they're coming. And that outside linebacker is coming on snap. I don't know if Linganore can, anticipate that and just throw it out there over top the rushing outside linebacker.
With 38 seconds left, as Arundel brought the house last time. They've got 3 down this time. They bring 4. Pelovitz dropping back, looking to his left, passes towards the end zone, and it's intercepted at the goal line. It's picked off and returned to the 10. It was Jonathan Coleman who had a 70-yard touchdown reception last week and an interception this week, playing great on both sides of the ball. Picks it off and brings it back to the 11 with 29 seconds left in the first half.
And that just so demoralizing for Linganore. That ball was a little underthrown. Second turnover by the Lancers.
Both teams have 2 turnovers, but it is Arundel leading 20-0. They can ice this first half away, salt this first half away as they are getting the ball first to start the second half. It's Lowry off the right side, outside the numbers, near side, flag comes out. Likely going to be a holding. Lowry still on his feet towards midfield, cuts back to the middle. He might be gone. It's likely coming back to the 25-20, and he is tackled from behind at the 17. But there's a flag all the way back down at the Arundel 25. Yep, it's coming back.
And we all saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not one of those you get mad at when you watch film. It was like pretty obvious right here in front of the Linganore bench.
Yeah, Amir
at
Short
the point of attack.
Showing off his speed. No, sorry there, Coach. No, the crowd doesn't like it for Arundel, but it's the right call.
Yeah. And then credit Jason Capone, the middle linebacker, putting on the jets to run down Lowry. Yeah, it was coming back anyway, but what a great effort by that young man. Capone
is having a great game. Already a fumble recovery, a couple great plays, some good hustle. For 14 seconds, Arundel up 20-0. They have the ball way back. They're still marching it back, it looks like, at their own 15. They'll likely just try to run this out. They get the ball to start the second half. As Lowry in the shotgun on the near hash mark with Mordecai behind him, who has 2 rushing touchdowns. Some confusion on the defensive line potentially for the Lancers. They have 3 down linemen, and now a timeout is taken.
No, they just let it run off.
Oh, they ran it off. Okay, the clock was still running. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that takes us to the end of the first half. Arundel, 20 points. They lead 20-0, 2 rushing touchdowns and a pick 6 from Brandon Gorham, and they're up 20-0 at the half on Cool Oldies 1450.
E-bikes are the latest trend in urban and suburban transportation. Pedal or throttle, exercise or relax. E-bikes are everywhere now in our area. Fredericktown Yamaha Cycle Company is Frederick County's largest supplier of pedal-assisted e-bikes. Fredericktown Yamaha is a supplier of Yamaha, Giant, and Intense electric bikes. From open road to crosstown commutes, mountain bikes, and more. Fredericktown Yamaha specializes in 2 wheels and a motor. Since 1975, located just off Urbana Pike in Frederick. Check out our website at fredericktown-yamaha.com. Fredericktown Yamaha, where the fun begins.
Our local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
Hawkins Landscaping, locally owned and operated for over 50 years. Winner 9 years in a row for the best of the best in Frederick County. Let our professionally trained staff of certified landscapers transform your yard from a dream to reality. Hawkins Landscaping specializes in elegant and inviting outdoor environments. If you're looking to create, upgrade, or revitalize your outdoor space, call Hawkins Landscaping today at 301-898-3615. That's 301-898-3615. Hawkins Landscaping.
That cool oldies 1450 as we're at halftime, the 3A championship, and it's right now all Arundel leading 20-0. It looks like the defense for Linganore started to figure things out towards the end of that half, but it's the offense that can't get going, as they only had 15 rushing yards and 37 passing yards. The defensive front for Arundel was the big story in that first half.
Yeah, they're just controlling the whole tempo, the line of scrimmage. They're in the backfield relentlessly. 28 snaps for Linganore for a total of 40 yards. That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, Nick Oliver, what a half for him. Great senior linebacker, 2.5 tackles for a loss, a sack and a half. Omatosho had a sack and a tackle for a loss, and then Brandon Gorham, 2.5 tackles for a loss. He also had half a sack, then a pick six, which you never see from a defensive lineman. He read a screen perfectly, a 9-yard interception return for a touchdown. That D-line was great. TJ Mordecai got them off to a good start, 2 early touchdowns, and it's 20-0, Arundel on top.
Yeah, and just sitting here thinking through years of experience, it all starts with some blocking up front. And whether Linganore has to change their formation, come out with a tight end, bring a fullback in instead of having 4 wide receivers, I don't know, that they need some extra help, maybe even cut down their splits a little bit. And what I mean by that is, like, typically you have about a yard between the center and each guard, and then another yard from the guard to a tackle. Maybe you cut down to 2 feet, so the defensive front from Arundel's not able to get through the gap so cleanly that they're getting into the backfield all the time. I mean, 6 tackles for loss in the first half out of 28 snaps.
And then 4 sacks on top of that. Pelovitz was 7 for 13, just 37 yards, threw 2 picks. He only threw 1 interception the entire season. The team, Linganore, only threw 2 picks the entire year. They threw 2 in that first half, and Pelovitz was sacked 4 times. Just did not have any time to do much.
Right. And that last one is just a little underthrown, and the athletic ability of Jonathan Coleman called up to the football to intercept to take away that scoring opportunity for the Lancers, which was huge right there at the half. That would have put Linganore right back into the football game, only down 2 scores. And as you said earlier, Ryan, Arundel receives the second half kickoff. It is imperative that the Linganore defense comes up strong and gets the ball back quickly for the Lancers.
Well, it's great to have you with us inside the press box here at Navy. Great place to play the state championship game. We've had games the entire day here in Annapolis, and this has been a game that has been controlled by Arundel. In terms of the defensive play for Linganore, it felt like they did better in that second quarter. TJ Mordecai, Amir Lowry, it seemed like that the defense for Linganore was having a better idea of what they were doing, because that was really what the attack was offensively for Arundel. Only 6 passing plays. They kept it for the most part on the ground.
Yeah, and Linganore adjusted their run defense, got an extra man in the box. I'm fearful that could open up the passing game, so we'll have to see how things pan out here in the third quarter. Again, with Arundel getting his kickoff to start the second half.
1 for 7 on 3rd down for Linganore. That also felt like it was a big storyline. I mean, if they're able to, let's say, get a score towards the end of the first half, maybe even pick up a few more of those 3rd downs in that first quarter, get a couple scores. This is a game right now.
And the defense has turned them over twice. You know, so as you said, the defense from Linganore is starting to stand up. Now the offense needs to stand up, show up, and get some of that Bradley Matthews rolling.
We'll go ahead and take a break. Plenty more to go over an extended halftime here at Navy for the state championship game. 20-0 Arundel leading Linganore on 14-14.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Ha! Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
Back here at School Oldies 1450, the Arundel Band is performing at the halftime here at the 3A Championship, where the Wildcats lead 20-0 against the Lancers. Let's go ahead and have a look at that.
platform for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
This message presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Good afternoon. This is Julio Flores. The Capitals are back in action tonight. Washington faces the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road. Washington is 17-6-2, while Toronto is 16-7-2. Navy and Virginia Tech will find out this weekend which bowl games they will play in. The Midshipmen are 8-3 on the season, while the Hokies are 6-6. Virginia Tech's regular season is over. Navy wraps up its season in the Army-Navy game on December 14th. College hoops action continues. On the men's side, Georgetown plays West Virginia on the road tonight. Virginia takes on SMU on the road tomorrow. Virginia Tech hosts Pittsburgh tomorrow. Maryland faces Purdue on the road tomorrow. And Townsend hosts UMBC tomorrow. On the women's side, Virginia fell 66-57 to Auburn to drop to 6-4. Georgetown hosts Colgate tomorrow. Maryland faces Purdue on the road tomorrow. And that's sports. I'm Lou Flores on the Maryland News Network.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Here's the cool oldies 1450 AM forecast. We expect a mostly sunny Saturday to kick off the weekend with a high 39. Tonight looks mostly cloudy, high low 28. It'll be mostly sunny, much warmer Sunday with a high 53. It'll be breezy with winds to 20 miles an hour. There's a slight chance of rain Sunday night under clear skies, a low 36. We'll start the week Monday, though, with rain and a high 47. There's a chance of rain Tuesday afternoon. We expect mostly cloudy skies and a high 57. Today's high 39, and from the cool oldies 1450 AM Weather Center, I'm Rod Tanner.
Hello there, this is the December 7th Arnold Almanac with me, Jay Arnold. Stay tuned.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands. The Diabetes Solution Center carries most of the top brands. And the great news is, your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today.
800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. That's 800-513-0840.
1960 WABC New York goes top 40.
77 WABC.
On May 10, 1982, it changes to News Talk. 1964, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, 22, marries Marilyn Rovell of the Honeys, 17, in Los Angeles. The 15-year marriage produces two daughters, Carney and Wendy, two-thirds of this 1990s pop group, Wilson Phillips. 1973, Fleetwood Mac begins a world tour in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Except this was not really Fleetwood Mac performing. A group called Legs was recruited by band manager Clifford Davis to tour in place of the real Mac, which had a nasty breakup due to squabbles. However, fans caught on quickly to the fake Mac. The tour abruptly ends, and the real Fleetwood Mac wins court battles over Davis for the rights to the name 4 years later.
Jay Arnold, 74. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Carl Douglas, number 1, December 7, 1974.
On radio on Jay Arnold Show. Rockin' with DJ
And catch Kemosabe Joe mornings 6 to 9 on WTHU.
Everyone in our area has heard of Boyd's Bear Country Store in Gettysburg. Well, we want to tell you about an exciting transformation of that historic family venue. The Barn Resort is a new family destination that makes the journey from your Boyd's Bear past to your Barn Resort future. Featuring the Farmhouse Restaurant, Cellar 75, Smith's General Store, the Family Arcade, and an elegant event space for your special day. At the Farmhouse Restaurant, experience an upscale buffet with fresh, delicious farm-to-table homemade fare that is easy on the wallet. Or you can send the kids over to the Family Arcade, a massive game room with all the latest games. You and the family can shop in Smith's General Store, where you'll find great gifts and even better Civil War memorabilia. And if you are looking for that special evening for just the two of you, head down to Cellar 75 and enjoy our famous gourmet craft cocktails in an elegant bistro setting. Finally, for the perfect wedding, meeting, or upscale event, check out the Barn Resort Ballroom. What a perfect place to spend Christmas out with the family. For more information, go to thebarnpa.com. That's THEBARNPA.com. Take a trip from nostalgia to innovation at the Barn Resort today.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this important message.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
Poppin' Parties by Heather will transform your event into a wonderland of balloon artistry. Birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings, corporate and sporting events, and more. Poppin' Parties by Heather is amazing. Heather's grab and goes, balloon walls, arches, and circles will make your event unique and unforgettable. Just go to her Facebook page, Poppin' Parties by Heather. Check out her Poppin' Party services and price list, or give her a call at 717-615-9165. That's Poppin' Parties by Heather. Put a pop in your party today.
Let's go!
Our local American Legion Post 168 in Thurmont is amazing. Not only do they support local high school sports on the radio, but they have great food, great fun, and they constantly serve our community in so many ways. Check out their Facebook page, American Legion Post 168, to find out about their exciting events. And be sure to say thank you for supporting our local community. And don't you forget to say thank you every time you see them for their selfless sacrifice in military service to our country. Thanks, American Legion Post 168. We salute you.
Set for the second half of action, Class 3A state championship between Arundel and Linganore right now. The Wildcats leading 20-0 as we get set for the second half. Coach Rick Little alongside me. Coach, a lot of work to do for Linganore. What can they even begin to change? What's priority number one as we start this second half?
Well, priority number one, of course, now, because Arundel's going to receive the second half kickoff, is continue to stop the run like they did in the second quarter. Get the ball back for the offense. And the offense needs to find a way to limit the Arundel defensive front from getting into the backfield. Give Sean Pelovich a little time to pass. Give Brady Matthews a little running room to get started. I mean, any running back, if you can't get through the first level, you're not going to look like a really good running back. We know Bradley Matthews is a really good running back. So somehow he's got to get through that first level. Got to find a way that core blocking unit of the Lancers have to find an answer.
Arundel trying to win their first state championship since 1975. It's their second state title game in 3 seasons as a squib kick Take a high bounce into the back line for Arundel. It's picked up at the 20. The returner makes one defender miss. Straight up the middle. It is Tention down the seam, and he's pulled down at midfield just on top of the end for Navy. Tention, a 30-yard return to get the ball to midfield where Arundel begins.
And that's not what you want if you're Coach Connor. You had the opportunity to hold him back there at the 20, 25-yard line and just overran the tackle.
5 times Arundel scored 60-plus points this year as they begin leading 20-0 to start the third quarter in the 3A championship game, working from left to right in their road white uniforms with their fans behind, numbering in the few thousands, I would say, here at Navy Stadium. What a gorgeous place for a football game. Low snap, the handoff goes right up the middle to Mordecai, who had 2 first-half touchdowns, but the Lancers were able to bottle him up in the second, and they do that there as he gained maybe 4, possibly fell forward for 5 to the 44 or 46.
Good play by the defensive front there. Looked like Andrew Thomas.
So a 2nd and 6, ball at midfield in between the hash marks. Mordecai to the left of Lowry, the quarterback. A pair of receivers split either side. Lowry under pressure, rolls to his left, lobs it down the far side. He's got a man. It's Tention, makes a catch the 5, fakes off the defender, and is in for the touchdown. Nassim Tention with the catch and score, and it is 26-0. Arundel adds to their lead. Nassim Tention caught it, collected himself, and then tiptoed in for the touchdown.
He was so wide open, that ball was a little underthrown. Lowry rolling to his left, flushed out of the pocket, saw him somehow, and just lofted it up, 50-yard touchdown pass.
Another extra point coming from Brandon Feinblatt. And with just 44 seconds off the clock in the third quarter, a touchdown for Arundel. They're up 27-0, creating a big hole for the Lancers before they touch the ball here in the second half. Let's see if Linganore can maybe get something positive going, get that sideline back, and create at least some momentum going in their direction. They have a long way to go here, but it all starts with a positive drive.
Yep. One play at a time. Try to win one play at a time. Keep your hands on football. Don't give it back to the dangerous offense of Arundel. But boy, what a mountain to climb.
27-0, a passing touchdown for Amir Lowry, one of the captains for Arundel. 2 rushing touchdowns for TJ Mordecai, and a pick 6 for the Delaware commit Brandon Gorham are the 4 scores for Arundel, trying to get their first state championship since 1975. They're in a great spot right now, leading by 4 scores. Although, of course, the Linganore Lancers, better second half team. Coach Connor knows how to make adjustments. They're a great offense, but they have to work quickly in the cold temperatures. They're around the mid-30s here in Annapolis, Maryland. A bouncing squib kick to the near side. It is grabbed. Actually, it was just a pooch kick picked up by the up back number 32, Colin Doyle, as he runs it up to about the 43. So the Lancers take over from there. They have to be thinking, okay, so we got 11-13 left in the third. They probably need to be scoring in about 6 or 7 plays at most with each possession.
Yep, and let's just start with one positive play. Great field position here at the 40-yard line. See if they can take advantage of this short field.
On the near hash, Sean Pelovitz in the shotgun. Behind him is Matthews. 2 receivers to either side. The handoff goes to Matthews. He's met at the line and pushed back. It's going to be forward progress for no gain at the 40, as that front 7 is so tough for Arundel.
Ryan Eschenball just pushing the offensive lineman into the backfield. No gain on the play there. 2nd and 10.
Eschenball left for his sophomore season for personal reasons. The junior returned this year. Coach Walsh says he's been on another level. Just a huge part of this defense. He and Brandon Gorham are, you have to imagine, 2 of the best defensive end combos in the state on either side of the line. Second and 10, clock ticking at 10:30. It's a pass play for Pelovitz, looking left, has time in the pocket, and then
Ball's
it closes immediately. Ball is out. Gorham knocked it away. Another sack for Brandon Gorham. It's a forced fumble. The offensive lineman fell on it at the 25.
Ugh. Sets up a 3rd and 25. And again, none of the receivers are able to create space and get open downfield.
Gorham has a sack and a half, 2.5 tackles for a loss, and a pick 6. He has been incredible this evening, as good as advertised. Just an outstanding player after relocating with his mom back from Hawaii. Was there for his junior year, comes back here for his senior year, and he's put up an incredible performance tonight. 3rd and forever. Pelovitz is going to keep it himself outside the left side. Down the sideline, he's twirled to the turf out of bounds as he was hit by Elijah Caldwell. And still a long 4th down, 4th at about 17 coming up for the Lancers.
Yeah. And here comes the punt team. So close to getting a couple blocked. I hope they made some adjustments at halftime on their blocking schemes here.
Michael Patterson is punting. He's at his own 20. The returner at his 44, Arundel. Patterson listed as a lineman. He is punting today, though. Brings down the high snap. This time he has time. It's a short kick, though, off the right side of his foot. It bounces at his own 45 and essentially sticks to the turf like a chip shot in golf, creating a divot. It will stop at the 45 of Linganore.
It's just everything's going Arundel way. That bounce of that ball, typically you get a little bit of forward roll off the turf. That when nothing sets up another short field for the Wildcats of Arundel at the 46-yard line of Linganore.
So Arundel can add their lead. Good field position with 9:27 left in the 3rd. And Amir Lowry has led an offense that averages near 50 points per game. It's just been unstoppable the entire season. Handoff goes to Mordecai, met in the backfield and tossed to the ground. Great pressure from Linganore on that play, a loss of 3.
And there's your tackle for loss that we need. Look like number 44, Brady Keister.
Keister's having a great evening. A fumble forced, or a fumble recovery rather. That is his 12th tackle for a loss this year. It's a loss of 2. 2nd and 12, exactly 9 minutes left to go in the 3rd, a 27-0 lead for Arundel. This time is a passing play. Lowry looked like he was going to run right, throws back left across his body, receiver into the defensive secondary, upended at the 38. It's going to be pulled back to the 40. Catch made by TJ Mordecai. It was a screen play to the running back, and Mordecai picks up 7.
Actually, I think I'm going to go with number 6, Jacob Dye on the reception.
Jacob Dye with the catch, excuse me. Yes. Tackle made, though, by number 5, Amir Short. 3rd and 4, 8:45 left. Handoff straight to Mordecai, up the middle, picked up 5, needed 4. Down to the 35, it moves the chain.
Strong run by Mordecai. 2 Lancers on him, but he just kept moving forward and fell onto the 35-yard line for the first down.
So Tentian, who has a receiving touchdown, comes up to the right of Lowry in the backfield. To his left is Mordecai, receiver up top and 2 down low. 4 down linemen, 8 in the box for Linganore. It's an option out to Tentian off the left tackle, tries to cut back middle, has a little bit of room, sidesteps the defender to the far side, and he's tackled after picking up 7.
Good evasive move there by Tentian. Put that left foot into the ground and then hit that little seam for a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, it looks like he stepped out maybe before he was able to make that move. So down to the 30. Arundel already nearing the red zone, leading 27-0, 7:55 left in the 3rd in the Class 3A state championship. Wildcats lost this game in 2022. Linganore fell in this game last year. Again, it's an option. This time Short keeps it. He's turned back to the middle, only picked up 2. He needed 5, and it brings up a 3rd and short. Maybe he picked up 3 with that lunge in the end.
Is that 88, Andrew Thomas, defensive end position, making the play.
Thomas plays both tight end and defensive end, comes in and makes the tackle. So 3rd and short for Amir Lowry, who's in the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield, Tention and Mordecai. Mordecai to his left, Tention to his right. It's a handoff to Tention straight up the middle. He has the first, picks up 6, tackled in the secondary, and it's a first down for Arundel. They keep possession of the football, leading by 4 scores.
Just so strong on the line of scrimmage, pushing the Linganore-Lancer defense front backwards.
Now the versatile Tention comes out in the slot to the far side. To his left is Glasgow. 3 receivers left, 1 down low. There's 7 in the box for the Lancers. They've been focusing completely on the run. That has been the focus of the offense as well for Arundel. It's short, rather Lowry in the gun. This time he is passing. He has time to the right side, and he overthrows his receiver. Incomplete. Looking for Burton down the right sideline. The ball knocked over the pylon.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. It looked like an option route on the split end, and the defensive back was playing so far off of him. Instead of running a flag pattern where the ball actually was passed to the flag and hit the flag, he did a little turnout as the ball is overthrown. 2nd and 10 on the far side of the field at the 22 with their white road uniforms on. Lowry in the shotgun. Mordecai behind him. This time it is a fake handoff for Mordecai. Lowry keeps it himself up the far hash, maybe picked up 2 or 3. Lancers continuing to do a good job preventing the big running plays, but it's right now starting to feel like, after we had a couple huge plays already, death by 1,000 cuts, just consistent 3-4 yards every play on the ground for Arundel. Sets up a 3rd and long here for the Lancer defense, see if they can make another play.
They've already forced 2 turnovers, a bright spot today for the Lancers. A passing touchdown on the last drive for Arundel. A long pass to Nassim Tention. He's lined up in the slot to the right. By himself is Glasgow up top. 2 receivers join Tention to the right. Now the play is blown dead. A timeout taken by Arundel. Then leading 27-0. 5:45 left to go in the 3rd of the Cool Oldies 14.
Serving our community for over 50 years with quality service at a fair price, Brownie's Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownie's is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. That's Brownie's Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School.
1-0, but Lancers get a big stop here. 3rd and 7 for Arundel. They're up by 4 scores. In the red zone at the 19, they have to reach the 12, working from left to right. Lowry in the shotgun, 2 receivers up top, down low in the slot. Glasgow, 2 receivers to the right, with Mordecai to his left. 5 rush, handoff up the middle. Mordecai is able to fake out the first defender, but not the second. Gain maybe 3, and it brings up a 4th and 4 from the 21, or from the 16.
Casey Willett in from his free safety position to knock him down, and it looks like they're going to bring in the field goal kicker.
I think that's what's happening here as Brandon Feinblatt comes out. His first attempt today. It's actually, check that, gonna, yeah, it's gonna be Feinblatt. Yep. Okay, so Aaron Beavers to hold, Feinblatt to kick. It is gonna be a field goal. Feinblatt will kick from about the 22, 23, about a 33-yard kick, angling left to right. Feinblatt's kick is way short, may have been deflected as it rolls in the end zone, did not even get to the goal line, may have been tipped to the line, tough to tell. Either way, doesn't matter. It's a missed field goal.
Yeah, and it's a turnover. Gets the ball.
The Lakers get the stop. Big play. They're hanging around, down 27-0 with 4 left to go.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Maryland's young people for life. It's high school sports.
Tackle for negative yards. I think it was Elijah Campbell making the play on the first play of the drive for the Lancers after the missed field goal. With the clock ticking at 4:35 left to go in the third, Lancers really need a touchdown in every drive. It starts here, though. They're looking at a 2nd and 13 from their own 18. Pelovitz in the shotgun, the snap, 5 rush for Arundel. Pelovitz has time. There's a flag comes out in the backfield. Pelovitz keeps it himself, tumbles forward to the 23. This looks like it's going to be a holding, though, and brings the play back.
Yeah, you get that a lot when the quarterback scrambles out of the pocket and you don't let go of the jersey quick enough.
It is a hold on the Lancers. They had a 2nd and 13. This will be a 2nd and 23. Down 27-0, 4:19 left to go in the third. Class 3A state championship. Two teams that were runner-ups over the past couple years. Great season for the Lancers. Coach Connor only brought back 2 returning starters from last season. A bunch of new faces. They've had such a great year behind quarterback Sean Pelovitz. Grew up a fan of Linganore, now getting to play quarterback in the state championship game. It's a long way to go here, though. 2nd and 21, ball at the 9-yard line. Claps his hands, takes a snap, steps back, looks up the field, rolls to his left, facing pressure. Pelovitz just flips it to the 15. It's caught, and then the ball carrier tossed out of bounds. Maybe picked up 3 or 4, a long 3rd down coming up. And gave him a gain of 6 as the toss was up to a mere short.
Yeah, the team speed of Arundel just continues to impress me. The Linganore Lancers cannot get open downfield. Pelovitz avoids the rush and still cannot find anybody open to throw the football to.
Yeah, the secondary is so tough for Arundel. Really, this entire defense, when you look at how well it's constructed from the front line to the back safeties and defensive backs. Tough to do much against them.
And they're basically stopping the run with the 5 men.
Yeah.
A 3-man defensive front and the 2 middle linebackers. Linganore's trying to spread them out, but they continue to defeat the blockers, and Brady Matthews no room to run.
Linganore has 3 down linemen. Looks like they'll bring 4 as one of the linebackers fakes like he's going to pressure. And a flag comes out. Yeah, another offsides on the Lancers. It'll be half the distance to the goal, brings them back to about the 10. They have to reach the 30, so a 3rd and 19, 3rd and 20 with 4:09 remaining in quarter number 3. At the 9-yard line. So 3rd and 21. See what Pelovitz can do. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The back Matthews behind him. By himself on the left side is Chase Perry. Perry not being pressured. Has some room with the defensive back. Pelovitz under pressure right away, being chased by Gorham. Lobs at the sideline, and it's out of bounds. As Pelovitz was in the end zone, being chased by Gorham, just tossed it away.
Just no answers.
Yeah.
Getting flushed out of the pocket, like you said, and almost like the defensive front's coming through so clean that by the time Sean gets the shotgun snap from center, there's somebody right on him already.
It's tough to beat that kind of speed. It's Arundel has it. They've had it the entire year, both on the offense and defensive side, and they are putting on a impressive show tonight, up 27-0, and this time the kick is away. It's a short kick. Bounces to the 35, rolls to the 40, picked up by the returner at the 43. And he's quickly tackled, as it was Jonathan Coleman, the receiver and defensive back, who had an interception in the first half, returning maybe a yard, got it to the 44, and that is where the Wildcats begin the drive, leading 27-0. As we keep moving with Amir Lowry coming out on the field. Defense did a good job on the last possession for the Lancers. They forced the missed field goal. See what they can do here.
See if we can turn them over. create something, set up a nice short field for the offense.
Receiver split either side. Lowry the snap, hand off to the back. Mordecai off the right tackle, breaks one tackle and two. Now he's in the open field, cuts out down the sideline of the 20, to the 15, down to the 5, tiptoes down the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds at the 2. The longest run of the game for TJ Mordecai, just missed his third rushing touchdown.
Again, at the point of attack, nobody touches Mordecai. He into the second level and then down the near sidelines with an escort of blockers, pushed out of bounds at the 2.
42-yard rush for Mordecai. Arundel knocking on the door. On the near hash, down at the 2. Dual back formation. Intention to the right, Mordecai left. It's a handoff to Tentention off the left tackle, outside the numbers, and he's in for a touchdown. He's got a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown this evening, and it's 33-0. The lead expands for Arundel.
We'll see if they keep their offense on the field to get to that 35-point margin.
The lights flash.
Get the running clock going.
Here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as Arundel will go for 2, up 33-0 with 3:40 left in the third. A 42-yard run for TJ Mordecai. The dual formation or dual weapon, Nassim Tention, runs it in for a touchdown. Here's a snap to the quarterback, Lowry, looking left, rolling right. Looks like he's going to keep it himself. Now winds back, leans forward, dives into the checkered end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that leads us to a running clock with a 35-0 score.
Yeah, and he just wanted that more than the Lancers did as he dove from the 3-yard line into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Talking to Coach Walsh this week, he says it is such an unselfish offense. The clock continues to run, the 35-0 score, and we've seen it. TJ Mordecai, you've got Glasgow, you've got Tentention, Jacob Dye's got a catch, Burton's got a catch, Coleman had he's been quite offensively, but had the interception. Just so many weapons on this offense.
And when your defense is controlling the line of scrimmage like they have been all night, it's a great formula for success.
Tention only 12 rushes during the season. He now has 6 in this game, including a rush for a touchdown. He also has a receiving touchdown. Right now, he and TJ Mordecai, the 2 MVPs on this offense. Mordecai, 2 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. Tention a receiving and a rushing touchdown here in the third, and then a pick 6 for the defensive lineman Gorham in the second. So the kick with the clock running, it's a short one. The up back has it to the 35. This time he tries to run up to the 42. I believe it was Colin Doyle. And
if Linganore has any, quote, trick plays in their bag, now would be a good time to come out with a few. You know, you're not going to win this game at this point unless something drastic happens quickly and consistently, and their offense has not been able to create any movement of the football.
Pelovitz calling for the ball in the near hash at the 40, sweeps it out to the right side to Matthews, who cuts back to the middle, up into the defensive secondary. He's tackled at the 47. Positive run for Bradley Matthews to start the drive. That is his longest so far. Just a 7-yard pickup for Matthews, who rushed for over 2,460 yards during the regular season, averaged 10 yards per touch. It's been tough sledding for the offense. As Linganore trying to move quickly, 2nd and 3 as they approach midfield. Pelovitz the snap, looking to his right, now to his middle, once again under pressure. Familiar position, Pelovitz to the sideline, close to the first down. May have picked it up, maybe a yard short at midfield. It's a nice gain of 3.
It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 2, Ryan. Ball's at the 49. They got to get to the Arundel 49.
So Pelovitz able to create a positive play on his feet. Gained a yard or 2. And now a 3rd and short with the clock ticking, 48 seconds left to go in the third. 3A state championship all Arundel at this point. As Pelovitz, the shotgun, the turn, the handoff to Matthews off the left tackle. He's wrapped up at the ankles, but he falls forward for a pickup of 3 and enough to move the chains.
Good positive start for the Lancers here on this drive.
Elijah Campbell made the tackle. And a first down for the Lancers.
Clock continues to run with the mercy rule in effect.
Lancers now 2 for 9 on 3rd down today. As we're getting close to the end of the 3rd quarter, Lancers will let the clock wind down. As they trail 35-0, try to maybe get on the board here to start the 4th quarter. They're at midfield. They've got a first down. We'll see what they can do on this drive when we come back on Cool Oldies 1450.
You have a list of things. None of those things say wander around a warehouse looking for somebody to help you, or walk out not knowing if you got exactly what you need. Nope, you have a list of things, and Ace has them, from the brands you trust. We also have people who ask the right questions to make sure you get everything you need. Because at Ace, we have our own list, and great service is at the top.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Head over to Cousins Ace Hardware today. Located on North Church Street in Thurmont, Cousins Ace Hardware is a proud sponsor of high school athletics on the radio.
E-bikes are the latest trend in urban and suburban transportation. Pedal or throttle, exercise or relax. E-bikes are everywhere now in our area. Fredericktown Yamaha Cycle Company is Frederick County's largest supplier of pedal-assisted e-bikes. Fredericktown Yamaha is a supplier of Yamaha, Giant, and Intense electric bikes. From open road to crosstown commutes, mountain bikes, and more. Fredericktown Yamaha specializes in 2 wheels and a motor. Since 1975, located just off Urbana Pike in Frederick. Check out our website at fredericktown-yamaha.com. Fredericktown Yamaha, where the fun begins.
Undefeated Lancers begin the 4th quarter down 35-0. Pelovitz able to escape pressure, somehow picked up 3 yards as he's tackled out of bounds into about the 45-yard line for Arundel. Good scramble there by Pelovitz, but that's been the story for him. He's not had a whole lot of time, not had a lot of open targets. He's had to create for himself, and it's been a tough night doing that.
Yeah, and that's not going to get it done anymore with this score. Just, again, I can't say how impressive this defense is for Arundel. As you said, front to back.
Only 46 yards of offense. Now 48 on 38 plays for the Lancers. I formation, turn, hand off to Matthews. He has some room into the secondary, and he's past the first down to the 36. Nice run from Matthews, pickup of 10, and a first down. He's tackled by Nicholas Billheimer. As the Lancers bring in an extra blocker, they brought in the fullback, and it worked on that play.
Yep, they've been going with a tight end and an extra fullback in at wing or lead back.
Looks like maybe a couple backup defenders also in for the Wildcats. As Pelovitz lobs it down the right side, looking for his receiver. It is caught again, but incomplete. I think the intended target was Amir Short.
Yep, he pulled it in, but the ball was out of bounds.
Made the catch around the 5, but yeah, out of bounds, clearly. So 2nd and 10, running clock at 10:10 left. You got a couple new players, like Jalen Williams is out there trying to see how many starters. Looks like a handful are still in, though. And I see Brandon Gorham also out there. So for the most part, Arundel keep as their starters still in. Under 10 left to go. Lancer is trying to get on the board. Pelovitz hands it off to his back. Matthews breaks it off to the right side, off the tackle. And he's wrapped up the 31, picked up 5. So Matthews starting to have some positive carries.
Yeah.
See if he can end the drive in a positive way.
And, you know, there are some different players in there for Arundel, but credit the offensive line for giving Bradley a little bit of room to run here in the 4th quarter.
4 down for Arundel. The linebackers giving them some space, or the defensive backs. So big cushion up the middle as Arundel play more of a prevent defense. Pass to Perry over his head on the right side. That brings up a 4th and 5. So another 4th down here for the Lancers. They're actually 2 for 2 on 4th down tonight.
Yep.
A positive number for Linganore. What a year they've had. 13-0, undefeated season, only 1 win decided by a touchdown or less. They run into a buzzsaw tonight. Arundel looks just like on a next level compared to maybe everybody else in the state at this point. They've got an incredible roster both sides, tons of team speed, something you can't teach. There's a catch up the middle on the slant pattern to Chase Perry, his 2nd reception today, and that moves the chains for the Lancers as they're knocking on the door of the red zone.
Yep, a score would get us back to official timekeeping.
8:10 left to go, clock is ticking, running clock with a 34-0 score, and right now it's a waiting game for the fans of Arundel in their black and green jackets and coats on the far side of the field. At least 1,000 here, it looks like, for the Arundel Wildcats as they are getting ready to celebrate a state championship, which will be the first since 1975. Pelovitz under pressure, and he's tossed to the turf. Sacked in the backfield. It is Ryan Eschenbaugh with the sack. A flag came out. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I think it was a holding as they were trying to block Eschenbaugh, but he defeated the block and created the sack.
So on 1st down, Eschenbaugh gets in the backfield as the officials confirming, and it is a hold on Linganore. It is declined, and a long 2nd down coming up. Eschenbaugh gets the sack, joining Oliver, Gorham, and Omatosho, who also have sacks this evening. It is the 6th sack for the Wildcats. That front group has set the tone tonight. Pelovitz shotgun, 2 up top, 2 down low. 4, 5, 6 rush for the Wildcats, and the pass is dropped in the flat by Chase Perry. Looks like he had it, turned to go up the field, and dropped the football.
Brings up 3rd and long.
It was actually number 7 for Linganore. That was Gavin Ray.
Yep.
Haven't called his name a lot this evening.
That would have been a nice pickup to really set up a manageable 4th down situation or 3rd down situation here, but 3rd and 20. Got to pick up a few here.
Ball on the 30. And the Lancers have to reach the 11 of Arundel. This is as close as they've been since the first half to a touchdown. And a timeout called by Coach Connor. The Lancers were in the red zone in the first half. They threw an interception. Coleman picked it off. We'll see what they can do here. It's a little way to go. 3rd and 19 when we come back on Cool Oldies 1450.
Thurmont Country Kitchen, conveniently located on Water Street in downtown Thurmont. It's just like home, only they do the dishes. Ha! Family owned and operated since 1984, Thurmont Country Kitchen has something for everyone. Handicap accessible, we're your choice for small gatherings or parties, and we cater too. Thurmont Country Kitchen's owners, Sherry and Rob, recently received the You Make Thurmont Proud Award. And hey, speaking of awards, their roasted chicken is the best in Maryland, hands down. Thurmont Country Kitchen's menu is unbelievable with something for everyone. Check them out today. Thurmont Country Kitchen is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the radio.
After timeout, 3rd and 19 for Linganore. The Lancers trying to get something positive as we're approaching the end. 5:58 left to go in the 3A championship. Pelovitz under pressure again, dances out to the outside, and he's chased down by about 4 white uniforms and sacked. Pelovitz, a loss of maybe 4 or 5. And good to see him get up, look towards the sideline. Long 4th and 21 coming up. Say officially a loss of 2. He was able to get at least somewhat close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, going to try to take a shot here, but doesn't. Got to keep all your blockers in and maybe just send one receiver down the field.
Could be the last play on the offense this year for the Lancers. Pelovitz, the senior, snap, dropping back, looking down the field, has a little more time, steps up, looks towards the far side. High
great
ball,
catch.
it's pulled in, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Lancers. A great catch and score for Linganore to get on the board. It stops the clock. 5:03 left. Chase Perry pulled it in and ran through for his 13th touchdown on his third catch tonight, his 40th this season. That was a heck of a toss from Pelovitz and a great catch and score for Perry.
Yeah, beautiful play. I think the defensive backs actually reacted to the ball like they were going to intercept it. Chase Perry jumped up in the air and snagged it out of the air, got the running room and scampered into the end zone.
So the Lancers able to score. Marsh getting set. He only missed one extra point the entire season. Into the cold night, he knocks this one through to make it 35-7. So the Lancers get on the board. Best play of the evening easily. 34-yard pass for a touchdown from Sean Pelovitz to Chase Perry. That's been the Chase Perry we've become used to. Just a junior. He'll be back next season. What a great player he is, and it's going to be a great weapon for Coach Connor next season.
Yeah, a lot of these players come back next year on the line and skill level. Of course, they lose their senior quarterback, Pelovitz, but a lot to build on.
Could potentially see David Doy at quarterback next season. We'll see how things shake up in the offseason. But if he comes in as a junior next year, he's going to have a great weapon in Chase Perry. So the Lancers get on the board. They still trail 35-7 with 5:03 left to go. Positive play from Pelovitz to Perry. The 32nd passing touchdown for Pelovitz. He grew up going to Linganore games as a kid, dreamed of being the quarterback for the Lancers. He gets to do it at the state championship level after watching from the sideline the first 3 seasons, and he throws for a passing touchdown in the 4th quarter. Ball over the top of everybody on the kickoff. It bounces at the 10, squibs back to the 14, almost recovered by the Lancers.
That's going to be a 15-yard.
And it's going to be a penalty at the last second.
Yeah.
On Linganore.
Arundel was able to cover the football, and then one of the Lancers, just a little bit late, jumped on top of him. So it's going to move the ball from about the 15 out to the 30 for Arundel.
Another penalty for the Lancers. They have had double-figure penalties tonight. There's a handful of penalties this evening for the Lancers, and as this one is brought up to the, let's see here, the officials confirm it should be about the 30. 5:03 left, 35-7. But the Lancers do get a touchdown. Sean Pelovitz to Chase Perry. Now Arundel, what a year they've had, 11-1. Only loss was decided by less than a touchdown. Their quarterback, Amir Lowry, said that was a great learning experience for the team as Lowry keeps it himself, hit at the ankles, falls forward to the 39 on the near hash mark. Gain of 5. And since then, that loss back in September, they have scored 60-plus points 5 times. Won't hit that mark today, but an impressive offensive night. 35 points, 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown from Lowry to Tention, and then a pick 6 by the defensive lineman, Brandon Gorham, in the 2nd quarter.
Just an all-around great team effort by the Wildcats.
About to win their first state championship since 1975. It's the first time a team from Arundel County has won a state title since 2011. And the countdown is on. About 4 minutes left until the Wildcats are going to pull that off.
And that short run picks up another Arundel first down.
Old Mill won it back in 2011, and now the Wildcats about to pick up one here Lancers looking like for the second straight year. They're going to come up just a win short of that state championship. Now, Coach Connor, I mean, he's won titles, but he always has to feel a tough feeling when you lose in the state championship.
And he talked about that on a recent podcast with the Frederick News Post, and he said, you know what? I'm just glad my guys get the chance to play on week 14. And whatever happens, happens.
Great attitude to have as Tention runs up the middle. Gets it to about midfield, close to a first down. Picked up maybe 9 yards on the carry. It's a Arundel team. Some good fortune over the past 2 seasons. A couple players moved out. They left the program. They come back. And it all comes to a perfect end for Coach Walsh and Amir Lowry. He's one of them. He transferred from Pilati, a private school. Came to Arundel his junior year. Grew up near his high school. He had a cousin on the team that kind of lured him to the program. Dual threat, over 3,000 yards.
Wow.
As this one goes off to Mordecai, breaks a couple tackles in the defensive secondary. Mordecai picks up the first all the way down to the 42 of Linganore with the clock moving at 2:45 left. He's one of those great stories too, just 5'7" as Mordecai. Coach Walsh says his motor's always running. He calls him the silent assassin. Never talks, never mouths off in practice, just does his job, and he scored 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, right there. His feet did the talking. They had 2 Linganore defenders in the backfield. He was able to avoid both of them and move the chains for another Arundel first down.
Clock ticking at 2:30, 35-7. Arundel as they salt this one away. Lowry with Mordecai behind him. Again, the ball, it's a fake to Mordecai. Lowry takes it off the right tackle, jukes back to the left. Happy feet off to the outside. Tackle near the 40-yard line. So he got down to the 37, maybe the 36. Under 2 minutes left to go.
So Linganore has 2 timeouts. So with another first down, Arundel could just go into victory formation and finish this out. I doubt that Coach Connor would stop the clock.
Well, good year though for Coach Connor. Good year for the Lancers. They're going to lose Sean Pelovitz as the crowd starts to rise for Arundel. What a great football program. Mordecai gets it, tackled at the 30. He does have the first down with 1:25 left. Lancers best of Frederick County this year. Great program. Going to come up short, but with the track record, you gotta think they'll be back deep in the postseason next season.
Oh yeah, with the coaching staff, the leadership, the experience that the juniors and sophomores that played here, they'll be back. They had a couple sophomores on the offensive line starting this year, which rarely happens at Linganore. Like Coach Connor says, it's part of the process, and the kids believe.
And for Amir Lowry, it's got to feel sweet. Made the choice to come back here as he runs off the tackles to the right side, down the far sideline to the 13, leans forward to the 9. Probably have one more play left as Lowry picks up the first down.
And he stays in bounds.
Yeah. A passing touchdown for Lowry, 2 rushing touchdowns for Mordecai.
We'll see if Coach Walsh doesn't just dial up the victory formation right here and finish this out.
Has to feel good for Coach Walsh. Took over in 2018. Program always been good, but he took it to a new level. 3 times they've reached the semifinals over the past 4 seasons. They reached the championship game in 2022. They fell short, and tonight he's going to be victorious, finally bringing back that state championship to Arundel.
I'm not sure what the stoppage is. The clock's running, but the referees, they're saying they don't need to run it.
And there's the kneel, and there's the state championship as Amir Lowry, jumping up and down, gives a big hug to his receiver Tention. The lights flash, the clock reaches 0, and Arundel, the Wildcats, their first state title since 1975 as they win 35-7 against Linganore.
Just a dominating performance right from the opening kickoff. The defense for Arundel set the stage. Linganore kind of hurt themselves with some early penalties, but Boy, this Arundel defense really showed tonight. What a great team effort.
Linganore, what a great season for Coach Connor and company. They had such a great year. 13-0, only won one game by less than a touchdown. They come out tonight, they face an Arundel team who just looked like they were the best 3A team, maybe by a long shot, in the state this year.
This was no fluke. Arundel clearly the best 3A team in the state of Maryland. They belonged here. Linganore, to their credit, overcame losing a lot of players from last year's team, got right back here. They just ran into a better football team tonight.
Amir Lowry, a passing touchdown to Nessium. Tententian also had a rushing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns for TJ Mordecai, and then a pick 6 from 9 yards out by Brandon Gorham. Those were the 5 scores for Arundel, and then a great passing touchdown from Pelovitz to Chase Perry in the game's final minutes to avoid the shutout and get a great score for a quarterback who's been loyal to the program. He's worked hard, got the start this year, was incredible, and now he throws for a passing touchdown in the state championship.
Yep, happy to see that for Sean.
Coach, final thoughts. Been a fun season for football. Didn't end well for the Lancers, but a great year for them. Arundel comes out and takes the championship.
Yep, credit Arundel, but Frederick County, again, great high school football. Again this season, another team here in the state final.
We have Oakdale and Catoctin to start the basketball season. That's coming up on Tuesday night, so we don't have much of a break here in Cool Oldies 1450. Michael Betteridge and company will be back out for that game, and we go right from football to basketball season. So much great hoops to look forward to. A lot of fun covering football this fall. Great to roll right into basketball season.
Yep. Yeah. There's no off season.
No, there's not. And we're looking forward to having you with us for all the basketball this winter. We can't wait to have you alongside us in Cool Oldies 1450. So for Michael Betteridge, our great producer, Coach Rick Little, I'm Ryan Pierce. We appreciate you tuning in to this 3A championship game. The final score, Arundel wins 35-7 against Linganore for their first state championship since 1975. We'll talk to you during basketball season.
Good night, all.
Don't worry, if you can't make it to the game or miss the broadcast, all of our high school sports games are archived and available online at WTHUradio.com in our audio vault. Worldwide, live at WTHUradio.com. We are the 4 states Cool Oldies. 1450 WTHU AM, Thurmont, Gettysburg, Frederick.